Hey guys, this is Ryan Typhlosion37, coach of the Pittsburgh Steelas, bringing you Week 7 of WPL Season 6. This week I'm facing off against Dave Fire King 9, coach of the Minnesota Victinis. His roster this week is Victini, Haxorus, Blastoise, Umbreon, Miltank, Rhydon, Mega Venusaur, Thundurus Incarnate, Florges, Cofagrigus, and Steelix. And my team is Tapu Koko, Goodra, Donphan, Rotom Heat, Gourgeist, Garbodor, Megalopony, Slowbro, Tornadus Incarnate, Acelgor, and Bisharp. Now, this week, the team I'm bringing is Tapu Koko with Thunderbolt, Grass Knot, Dazzling Gleam, and Nature's Madness with the um, Tapu Z move, which is Guardian something, I don't know. Instead of doing 50% of their regular health, it does 75 with Nature's Madness. I brought that so I could handle the Venusaur and Steelix easier because otherwise they kind of wall it. Mega Lopunny with Return, High Jump Kick, Bounce because it 2-hit KOs Venusaur and then Quick Attack. Tornadus Incarnate with Hurricane, Grass Knot, Focus Blast, and Sludge Wave with Expert Belt. Slowbro has Psyshock, Slack Off, Scald, and Ice Beam with Leftovers. Goodra is Assault Vest with Iron Tail, Muddy Water, Draco Meteor, and Faint. Faint was for if Umbreon was extremely low on health and I could just kill it when it goes for Protect to get up a Wish. And then Acelgor has Spikes, Acid Spray, Bug Buzz, and Focus Blast with Focus Sash. I figured he normally doesn't bring Defog on Thundurus, so I figured Spikes could be good against his team to help whittle down the extreme bulk he has. So, getting into the match, I'm going to lead with my Tornadus as he leads with Victini, and I'm going to switch right out into my Slowbro. He does go for Blue Flare, revealing that he's specially offensive, and he does unfortunately burn me right off the bat. So I know he's not staying in, but I unfortunately get the prediction wrong as he goes into Thundurus and I go into Acelgor. So I double back into Goodra, taking only 8% from a Thunderbolt, but he paralyzes me, so right off the bat he's getting a lot of good hacks for him. He goes for U-turn and goes into Umbreon as I get fully paralyzed. So now I'm going to switch into Acelgor. I want to get up a layer of spikes as he goes for Foul Play. He goes right into his Victini, and I know I can just switch into Goodra, it won't do much with Blue Flare. So once again I believe I double out because I know he can't do anything to me. And I once again get the double wrong as he goes into Cofagrigus and I go into Lopunny. As I switch into Tornadus, he goes for Toxic Spikes and that's not good for me. So the hacks he got on my Slowbro and Goodra actually was kinda good because Burn and Paralysis in my opinion is not as detrimental as Toxic would have been on those two. So, while it was bad luck, it was also kind of good. So he goes into Umbreon here as I go for Hurricane and unfortunately miss. And I am going to connect Focus Blast next turn, and he goes for Foul Play, not even Wish. So that Hurricane miss made it so that the following Focus Blast here will not be able to kill and he'll just be able to Wish. So I know he's going for Protect because Dave tends to play a little bit safer, I figured out. So I go into my Acelgor trying to threaten him out. And I believe I do just go for Bug Buzz here, as I believe he switches into Victini. I do get a special defense drop, but that doesn't matter because I'm pretty sure he's Scarf. I am going to scout that by staying in, and he does just sack off, or I sack off my Acelgor. And now I'm going to go into my Goodra and double out, knowing he's going to switch. So I go into my Tapu Koko. Um, and I know he's most likely going to switch into Steelix, so I'm going to double into my Tornadus, scaring him out with a Focus Blast. So I just go for Hurricane here, predicting potentially Cofagrigus, and he actually goes into Victini, which is great for me. He goes into his Thundurus, and I'm scared out into my Goodra. I can only switch in so many more times without leftovers, which is unfortunate, as he goes for U-turn again. He goes back into his Umbreon as I go for Draco Meteor. Now here, I'm fully expecting him to go for Protect. I don't know how much Feint will do, but I figured I'd be able to get at least some damage off, as he goes for Protect here, which would put him into range of Spike switching in, is what I'm thinking. Because there's no way you can go for Wish here, because another Draco Meteor could kill, or I could have, like, Superpower or something to hit this thing. So I go for Feint, it only does 5%, which surprised me, and he actually doesn't Protect, he goes for Wish, and that screws me up a lot. I'm going to go into Lopunny here. and I'm going to go for return, knowing he's going to protect again. I just wanted to get my Mega off. I figured it would be very helpful. He does go for protect, and now I know he's going to switch into Cofagrigus or Venusaur, so I'm going to double into my Tornadus as he does go into his Cofagrigus. I'm going to just fire off a Hurricane here. He doesn't have a good switch in, and he actually does stay in, taking 62% as he goes for Will-O-Wisp. Now, thankfully with the burn nerf, that isn't too big of a deal. I'm just going to go for Hurricane here again as he goes into his Thundurus, taking a pretty good amount. I'm going to go into Goodra here and sack it off. I'll die to Thunderbolt plus U-turn depending on rolls, and I do get knocked out. He goes back into his Umbreon, and I believe I go into my Tapu Koko. I might go into I go into Lopunny. He goes for Protect. I predict that can go for a turn, and now I can just high jump kick. He doesn't have a good switch in. I don't think he'll risk the Venusaur. I think he'll sack the Cofagrigus, which is what he does. He dies to a high jump kick. Thankfully, I don't miss. That would have probably cost me the game. So, it's 4-4 right now, looking a little weak for me. But here, I realized Slowbro has absolutely no purpose against anything he has left on his team except maybe Steelix. I only brought it to try to handle a physically offensive Victini because I have nothing else for it. So I'm just going to stack my Slowbro to the combination of Sludge Bomb plus Giga Drain. And now I can just go back into my Tornadus because he doesn't have a switch into it. I go for Hurricane, and thankfully this time I do hit. And now, if I hit a Focus Blast, my chances in this game are coming back to me. He doesn't go for Protect. I hit a Focus Blast. Umbreon's down. It's 3-3. He goes into his Thundurus here, and I go into my Tapu Koko. I know I can live if he doesn't go for Sludge Wave. If he went for Sludge Wave there, I probably would have lost the game. So here I predict him to switch into hopefully Venusaur. He doesn't go into Steelix, which is fine. I hit him with the Guardian of Alola, and I will be able to knock it out with a Grass Knot on the following turn. So now I know I can get some good damage on the Venusaur with Nature's Madness, because I do live on 2% after the Rocky Helmet and poison damage. He thankfully does not go for Synthesis, letting me die to poison. He goes for Giga Drain, and that's going to be huge. I go into Tornadus here because I know if he stays in, I'll be able to knock him out, then Lopunny can kill Thundurus. And if he switches out, I am Adamant Lopunny, so after the layer of spikes, even if he's max HP, max defense, he should die to return unless my calcs are lying to me. I miss a Hurricane as he switches in, and then he wins the speed tie and goes for Thunderbolt. If I hit a Hurricane there, and then won the speed tie on the next turn, I could have preserved differential, but I can just go into Lopunny here, and 2 returns should be able to win me the game. So, very good game to Dave. I am now, I believe, 5-2. I am winning my differential. The other person in my division, Mega Metagross, he lost this week. So I'm now a full game ahead, and even if I lose next week 6-0, I believe I can still be in first depending on what he gets if he wins. So winning my division still is great. The link to Dave will be in the description. Go check him out. He's a really great content creator. My Twitter will also be in the description. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.